haven't seen this show since the night it aired. Gotta be a reason for that, hasn't there? Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this, another episode of 1998. Was it great? Tonight we're going to be going back to the WWF with a breakdown in your house. Now before I go on, it's fair to say that the Attitude Era is mainly remembered because of its Raws, wasn't it? Raw, Heat, SmackDown, that sort of thing. Not much the pay-per-views. The thing about this one is, going into this show, is that the build-up to this one, the Raws, for example, have not been very entertaining. There's been not a great deal of standout moments. Now, tomorrow night, as it were, the Raw after this contains the Zamboni, for example, you know. That's a classic moment. And also between here and Judgment Day, I'm sure we'll talk about this much more at Judgment Day, but between here and Judgment Day is also where Austin fills McMahon's car with cement, as Jim Ross likes to call it. You know, shit like that. Memorable TV. This pay-per-view, the card does not look very good as you're going into it. Okay, so it's September the 27th, 1998. We are live at the Cops Coliseum in Lewis Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, which of course was the home of the first ever Royal Rumble back in 1998. There are 17,405 fans on hand. If you watched Heat that night, you were treated to the Hardy Boys making their debuts as a unit. Of course, been used since 94 as jobbers, but yeah, tonight they make their debut as a team, defeating Kaientai members Funaki and Men's Dio, along with Golga defeating Mosh, and 8-Ball beating Billy Gunn and Skull in a triple threat match that I just don't know why that's happening, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. The last episode of Raw, I just want to talk about this before we get on the pay-per-view. The last episode of Raw, 6 days before, Jim Ross and the King were filming Man on the Moon, or whatever it's called, you know, the Andy Kaufman film. So we had guest commentators that night, and one of them was Jim Cornette, who was great, absolutely fantastic, did his absolute best to advance the storylines and all that. The other was some guy called Shane McMahon. I'm sure nothing came of that guy. His commentary was fucking awful. So bad. It was like they got a guy out of the front row and put him behind the commentary desk. He was way too enthusiastic, and that's a bit of an odd criticism. He didn't do much for the commentary. He was, oh my god, oh, after every win, this match is amazing, and it's all, I found it very off-putting, if is the truth. Right, should we get on with this one? Because I've got a whopper of a headache and I really need to get on with this one. So Owen Hart being Edge in a decent opener. Owen comes out wearing a Canadian Argonauts jersey for some lovely cheap heat. Jim Ross makes a point of saying that Owen Hart has done it all here in the WWF, which just isn't true, is it? So Owen easily out-wrestles Edge on the mat as the fans chant Nugget. Owen focuses on the arm until Edge can get a Rana and knock Owen to the floor. Edge goes for a crossbody off the apron, but Owen turns it into a power slam, and then, as it should have been surely from the start, starts working the back, so gets a gut wrench suplex, backbreaker from Owen, provokes another Nugget chant, all good. Then he puts on a main event sleeper because he's a goddamn heel. Massive insecurity by Owen, but Edge gets a lovely wheelbarrow slam followed by a flapjack and a swinging neck breaker. A DDT gets 2 for him. Owen tries a German, but Edge counters and hits a Northern Lights suplex for 2. The German suplex gets 2 for Owen as neither man can get the advantage. It's very back and forth. One guy, maybe 2 or 3 moves, and then the momentum shifts. Sharpshooter is countered into a cradle for a near fall, for a very close near fall. But then, and this is the whole point of this match. The rest of this match is irrelevant because of this bit, as some bloke who looks just like Edge comes out to ringside. I mean, Jim Ross even says there's a fan at ringside. Yeah, it looks just like Edge, stares at Edge, Edge stares back, stare, oh! And Owen goes, well, why not? Rolls him up, and Edge is so distracted. It's almost like he just doesn't give a damn about the fact he's been pinned. It's like, yeah, if the match finishes, I can go off after that guy who looks like me. And that's pretty much what happens. Owen gets a roll up. Edge goes charging after the random bloke through the crowd. Now, of course, Both men look great. Owen doing his absolute hardest, just like Mero last time out, just really trying to make Edge look like something. Random guy, obviously, you all know, is Christian, and the story will advance from that going on. Both men were mega over with the crowd because we're in Canada. I'd like to see a rematch with this one, where the psychology actually went somewhere, because Owen spent a long time working the back in preparation for the sharpshooter, and it's because of the way that we got the distraction. It was one of those, fuck it, I'll just roll them up. So yeah. Al Snow and Scorpio defeating Too Much. Al Snow had defeated Sergeant Slaughter in a boot camp match the week before on Raw to get his place on the roster officially, and he'd also teamed with Scorpio back in ECW, so that's a nice little touch that they actually mentioned on the TV. Match is okay, nothing really stands out other than moonsault off the barrier by Al Snow. Snow is ridiculously over here. I mean, this is Ask Jarrett at its finest. What does everyone? Hey! Like, Jay Hunter called it on the last OSW vid on the Capital Carnage one. He's getting one joke and driving it into the map, but I like it. I think it's funny. Yeah. Scorpio is your face in peril until Al can give. Do you see that written down? I see that written down and go, that can't be right, because this is what I've got written down. Scorpio is your face in peril until Al can give everyone head. And it's like, oh yeah, he hits him with the head. Everyone, including his own teammate. Snowplow on Taylor gets the win. Match was what you'd see on Raw, and nothing special. I'm sorry, I'm losing weight. My pants keep falling down. Isn't that an arse? All the perils. Marc Mero defeating Droz in a match to 6 days earlier, on that Raw before this pay-per-view. They brought the women's championship for no reason. They just had. In the match, it was Jacqueline versus Sable. Winner got the women's championship. So there hasn't been a women's champion since Alundra Blaze dumped the women's championship into the trash on Nitro, whatever that was. So there was just, we're having a match for the reinstated women's title, and that's nice. Jacqueline won Mero's help, so she's out. JR tells us that Droz is wrestling with a torn bicep muscle, which makes you wonder, like, well, why is he even there in the first? I mean, you're trying to show how much guts and how much determination he is that he wants to make it. It's like, nah, but if you've got a torn bicep, get your ass home and get recuperating. Fucking hey. Early highlight is a plancher by Mero. Droz gets 2 off a power slam, so Mero chokes with his wrist tape. When the ref spots this, tells Mero off in the corner, allowing Jacqueline to hit Droz with a shoe of death off the top rope. Marvelocity, which is the shooting star press, gets the win in 5 minutes and 13 seconds. This one felt like a squash, is what I'm going to say. Is that Droz got one move, that was the power slamming, and that's it. Mero got all the other offense, and that's that. Next, Bradshaw defeating Vader in a crap falls count anywhere match. Bradshaw shaved his tash off. Remember, he had when he was part of the Blackjacks, and he looks like. Remember when he was Justin Hawk Bradshaw? He looks just like that, yeah. Apart from without the blonde hair, it looks weird. These two were tag team partners for a couple of minutes and have now split up. This is a falls count anywhere match, like I say. My God, the crowd are so uninterested in this match. It's not even funny. I mean, there's silence for matches, and I'll say on my vids down to utter silence. No, this one, the crowd are that quiet. You can hear individual guys shouting. So, they go to the ringside, and some guy shouts, "Hit him with your fat ass, Vader!" That, for me, is one of the highlights of this match. They use the ring bell, they use the ring steps. No one cares, especially me. Vader splash of Brett's rope gets a pop when it connects, as does a Vader bomb. That only gets 2. Bradshaw lariat also gets 2. Guess what Bradshaw wins with? Yeah, bear in mind his clothesline from Hell lariat doesn't get the job done. He's like, what could I use? He uses a net breaker, just a bog standard net breaker. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's good. Could have been good, wasn't. Nice and simple. Jason Sensation does some impressions with the guys at WWF.com. He does one of Rock and he does one of Undertaker, where he says, now this is one that I was only told yesterday, alright? I don't know if this is true or not. My friend Ross says that when he does an impression of Taker, and he says that, me and Kane, as Undertaker, he says, me and Kane are taking, Austin, we're taking your titles tonight. Apparently he got a lot of shit for that because he gave away the finish. I don't know if that's true. If anyone can let me know down below, let me know, please. D'Lo Brown defeating Gangrel. In a crap match, Brown lost the European Championship to X-Pac 6 days ago. That Raw, the go-home show for this one, a lot happened on it, just not a lot of it was particularly memorable. He lost the X-Pac, lost the European title to X-Pac, or he lost the X-Pac to European title, whichever one you prefer. Tonight he faces Gangrel for some reason. 2 moves stand out in the early goings of this one. A trapping belly-to-belly suplex by Gangrel is nice, and a running sit-out powerbomb by Brown is also nice. The crowd are completely uninterested because they have no reason to care. Mark Henry waddles out and pulls the ropes down so the Gangrel goes over the ropes, and then Mark Henry rams him into the ring post. Lowdown gets the win to utter silence, and I mean it here. It's 7 minutes and 51 seconds. There's a couple of interesting moves, nothing special. Jesus wept. What I didn't mention there is this match is so sloppy, it's not even funny. Excuse me. After the bell, Gangrel, heel that he is, spits his red liquid into Mark Henry's face. Ooh, 50-50 booking has existed for a long, long time, people. Bloody hell. And then, in the match of the night, The Rock, this is one that everyone remembers from this show, don't they? The Rock defeating Ken Shamrock and Mankind in a really good steel cage match to become #1 contender. So, on the 14th of September, where nothing happened that night, did it? 14th of September. What happened on Nitro that night? Oh, Ric Flair came back. We'll talk about that when we talk about Fall Brawl. So, of course, to counter that, you know, the WWF knew they had to put something big on, and they turned both Rock and Mankind babyface. Basically, Vince made this match 6 days earlier on Raw, that one same Raw again. Basically, what the deal was, it was going to be Austin and a mystery partner versus Undertaker and Kane to set, nice little setup for the main event tonight. And basically, what Vince was trying to say is, like, if you don't volunteer to be Austin's partner, one of you 3 men, you can be in a triple threat match, and the winner is the #1 contender. Happy days. In the match, though, Taker Kane came out and proceeded to batter Shamrock, Mankind, and Rock anyway, because they had battered, they interfere. Basically, the week, we'll talk about this more in the main event, but the week up in the, we'll talk about it more. It does make sense, but it's like, I don't want to talk about the main event just yet. Anyway, the rematch is announced for the pay-per-view, and then earlier on Heat tonight, Vince came out, made it a cage match, because the cage was hanging up there. All good. All 3 men are interviewed before the match. Mankind gets the best one, where he rips the people's elbow, stating that if you think I'm selling the abortion of a move, then you're stupider than I look. So, truly gargantuan pop for Rock when his entrance music hit. There is only one man, obviously, on the show who gets a bigger pop during the show. Actually, no, he doesn't, because Austin doesn't even have an entrance. So, yeah, biggest pop of the night for Rock. Surely, the WWF knows, pull the trigger and put the belt on The Rock now. Right now. Tomorrow night, in fact. Do it. No. Rock and Ken go at it to start, as Mankind simply tries to leave by the door. Rock tries to leave after hitting a clothesline on Mankind, but is stopped by Ken. Ken gets an abdominal stretch on Mick, and then Rock puts one on Ken to a big pop. Only way to get out of that is double hip tosses for everyone. Nice little sequence that. Mick climbs the cage. Rock stops him. Ken tries to escape, but Rock stops him as well. And Mick and Rock double team Ken, throwing him into the cage. Rock turns on Mick and tries to climb, but that doesn't last long as Ken stops him, and he and Rock then double team Mick. Crowd pop for the moves, but there's very little noise in between. And that, folks, has been a running theme for this entire show. The fans will pop for the big signature moves that they know. Yeah, everything else in between, they're just not interested in whatsoever. I mean, they're really so quiet for this whole pay-per-view. It's very, very strange. Ankle lock on Mick is broken by Rock immediately. Ken and Mick then double team Rock to big boos. Lovely DDT on Mankind, spinning DDT on Shamrock, get big pops, and when Rock hits the double people's elbow, the place loses their shit. Oh my god, the pop is unbelievable. Rock climbs up, but is stopped by Mankind. No selling the elbow, as he promised, because that's a very nice little touch. Rock is crotched on the top rope, but recovers enough to plant Mick with a rock bottom for 2. Huge Shamrock sucks chance breaks out as he takes control with the belly-to-belly suplex. He snaps. Why doesn't he snap at the beginning of the match? I've just no idea. He snaps, puts on the ankle lock. Broken by Mankind to another big pop. Mick climbs, stopped by the Rock up top, and they brawl up the top of the cage. At one point, Mick's trying to climb down. Rock's holding Mick up by his hair. It's a really, really nice little thing. Mankind knocks Rock off the top, and then he wants the elbow off the top. And when he calls for it, the big pop. And of course, he does it, and it misses. And you go, Jesus fucking wept, that's a big ass bump. Now, personally, if it was me, I wouldn't have had Mankind do anything else for the rest of the match, because that is a fucking big bump to take. You know, big bump. Coming not 2 months off the Hell in a Cell bump, you know, this was big. This was big. But no, he's able to prevent Kenneth from crawling out. Ken is able to get a chair from under the ring, but it backfires and he hits a double arm DT from Mankind and then a horrible unprotected chair shot to the head. Mick climbs the cage, but Rock calmly, and this is really clever, Rock sees that Ken is down after taking a double arm DT and a chair shot and pins him, 1, 2, 3. And to the point where Mick climbs down, he thinks he's won the match, and you almost feel sorry for Mick. Because it's like, well, yeah, he did the right thing. You escape out of it. It's one of the things about having the cage match being escape and pinfall, is that you can be pinned. So, of course, he did the right thing and escape. Rock did even more of the right thing and got the win at 18 minutes at 56 seconds. Like I say, if it was up to me, Mick wouldn't have had any more involvement after the elbow, because it was like I say, big bump. And it's one of those, look, you can sell for the rest of the match if you like, not immediately get up and do stuff. I love the 2-on-1 dynamics. I love how the crowd were into the big stuff. I loved, I thought this was a really, really entertaining match here. And somehow Rock gets busted open. I don't see how that is. Crowd love Rock. I mean, really love Rock because of what happens in the main event tonight, and you know, Vince's big plan to get the belt off Austin. Put the belt on Rock tomorrow night. What have you got to lose? I feel that 4 stars is a little bit too high for this one, so I'm going to go for 3.5. Though if you rate it higher than that, I've got no issue with that at all. And then to bring us back down, Val Venis defeating Dustin Runnels in a meh match. So get this one out. This is Attitude Era 101. This is Dustin had ditched the Goldust character and become a preacher. So naturally, one of his primary targets is porn star Val Venis, isn't it? Val didn't like this and made one of his porn vids, right? And it was starring Terry Runnels, Dustin's wife. Now, this is an interesting one. This is life imitated art, because they were having big problems in their marriage off screen. So they in their infinite wisdom, they put their marriage problems on screen because why not? It's one of those, isn't it? That upset Dustin, and of course it's a tricky one because stealing your opponent's bird, that's a heel thing to do, and it's very confusing here. I don't know who to cheer for, because do I cheer for Val because I'm a man and therefore as a man I must love me some porno or something like that? Or do I cheer for Dustin, who at the end of the day is the guy who's been wronged here? But I can't cheer for Dustin because he's doing the preacher shit. Don't you be forcing your Christianity down my face, because I will just reject it. I don't know who to cheer for. So weird. Anyway, Val's voice has definitely dropped down a couple of octaves since his debut. When he first made his debut, he just spoke in his normal voice, but now it's hello, ladies. Dustin starts off with a spinebuster and a powerbomb. Has anyone else other than me not find Terry Runnels attractive at all? Just don't see the appeal. Just do not see it. The reason I mention this is because the majority of the time of this match, the camera's focused on Terry and not on the match. It's clear what's important here. Val wrestles as a heel, confusing me that little bit more. For example, he puts on a chin lock for fecking ages. Really, really long chin lock. You just go, oh, get on with it. Very nice DDT gets 2 for Dustin. Val tries a suplex, but essentially drops Dustin on the ring apron. Dustin hits a bulldog and gets 3 because Val forgets to lift the shoulder up. That's a horrible watch. Yeah, that means it's 1, 2, and the ref stops the cover, even though the shoulder's still down, because he's meant to kick out. And you're going, oh, that's awful. Money Shot gets the 3. Had a few nice moves in there. So confusing. Mega sloppy. Val and Terry make out afterwards, which is a heel thing to do. And I'm just really I know the Attitude Era is all about the shades of grey, you know, it's not about good guys versus bad guys, as Vince said, but it's still very odd, because you just don't know who I'm meant to be cheering for here. Very strange. In our semi-main, DX, which is X-Pac and the New Age Outlaws defeating Jeff Jarrett and Southern Justice in an alright, and it's alright because it plays to the standard tag team formula match, alright? So no Triple H on this one because he's fucked his knee up. He'll forfeit the IC Championship before Judgment Day. You may recall that Pac shaved Jarrett's head at SummerSlam. Since then, he's been developing a new attitude, writing "Don't piss me off" on his guitar, and he's got his Southern Justice funkies and all that. He's been attacking DX ever since, really. It's all good. You know something's up when New Age Outlaws music hits, and they don't do the "oh, you didn't know," and then predictably the Outlaws attack from the crowd. I've got written on my notes here that, because of course I wrote this before the match started, I have a feeling that this will be okay as long as Southern Justice aren't in the ring, which of course they will be at some point. So Jeff Jarrett charts with a Rana attempt that Pac turns into a lovely sit-out bomb. I would much prefer to see X-Pac versus Jeff Jarrett, if I'm honest here. Anyway, Road Dogg is your degenerate in peril. Quick tags from the heels. DDT gets 2 for Jeff Jarrett. Hot tag to Pac, who gets in a flurry before getting slammed, and it's lovely slammed by Marc. Canterbury. So now Pac is your degenerate in peril. Yes, it's the same joke, I don't care. We even get a main event sleeper by Jeff Jarrett that gets the desired response. We get a clap going for X-Pac. Like, yeah, boy, that's what we like to see. Lukewarm tag to Gunn because it's pretty obvious that the crowd wanted Road Dogg to tag in. It turns into a Pier 6 brawl. Bronco Buster Bronco Buster from X-Pac. Yeah, it's the first. You get the tag, couple of brawls. X-Pac goes charging across the ring and does a Bronco Buster on Jeff Jarrett. This is the guy who was so beat up he had to get the tag earlier on. Anyway, Jeff Jarrett does the right thing, really. Gets a guitar, plants it across X-Pac's face, and it's brilliant. It's like, yeah, that's what I'd do. Rocker Dropper, which still isn't called the Fame Asser at this point as far as I know, gets the win for Billy Gunn, who apparently was going to be like, they always thought, they knew that Triple H would be the one that they push from DX, but if they couldn't push Triple H, they were going to push Gunn. This match was done so that Gunn could get, be the star, essentially. Like, right, Gunn's awesome, isn't he? Yeah. Match is better than I was expecting. It's nothing special though, and as I say, it's because it plays to the bog standard tag team formula. Quick tags from the heels, isolating one guy. Remember what I said in my last vid? Bog standard tag team match, 2 stars. That's exactly what this was. And then in our main event, my God, this was rubbish. Undertaker and Kane defeating Steve Austin in a triple threat match to become the WWF champion, I guess. I mean, I don't know. 5 days after SummerSlam, on a special Saturday night edition of Raw, Vince started the show by saying that he had a breakdown. We will see his master plan is nice, but master plan unfold as Austin will defend the title in a triple threat match against Kane and The Undertaker. He continued by saying that everyone should be scared of Taker and Kane, but we're not, because they're pussies. Now, this had the desired effect with Undertaker and Kane, and they came out, they chased Vince, and then for the rest of that show, every single match or segment that took place in the ring, Taker and Kane would show up and batter. It didn't matter how many people were in the ring. If it was an 8-man tag, well, you're just all getting owned by Undertaker and Kane. It did the trick. A week later, Vince added a stipulation saying that Kane and Taker cannot pin each other, essentially making it a handicap match. What I was trying to say earlier on is that Rock and Mankind were the 2 guys who stood up to Undertaker and Kane. That's why they got punished 6 days ago on Raw, and their match, the 3-way match for the number 1 contender, was thrown out when Undertaker and Kane came out and battered the 2 of them. Earlier on Heat, Vince had told us, as well as making the cage match, Vince told us that anyone interfering in this match, if anyone interferes in the match will be stopped immediately and Austin will be stripped of the title. So it's one of those, look, the card is, the deck is really stacked in Undertaker and Kane's favour. And of course the thing is that the good guy babyface always wins in that situation, doesn't he? So, it's going to be all good. Austin wastes no time. He doesn't bother having an entrance. That's why I'm saying that Rock got pop of the night. Takes out Taker and Kane with chairs. Brawling at ringside, after pasting Kane bollock first twice, Austin gets a stunner on Kane. Taker pulls Austin out to break the count. Taker gets a flying clothesline for 2. Austin gets 2 off a swinging neckbreaker. See, there are some moves in this. And then we go back to brawling. Oh my god, the brawling. There's so much brawling in this match. Sarge and the Stooges come out, and there's more brawling. Surprised they haven't gone into the crowd yet, to be honest. It says in my notes. They brawl up the entrance where Austin's back body drops onto the steel concrete. Austin gets a shot in at Briscoe, and we go back to the ring for some more brawling. Austin gets some momentum going, but is stopped in his tracks. I've got in my capital letters here, this match is so damn boring. The crowd loves them all, but nothing happens, and it's just punch, kick, punch, kick, punch, kick. Whoop-de-fucking do. Austin gets a chair and uses it, but Kane breaks up the pin attempt, and they try to add a bit of intrigue in that, they've got the story of that Taker and Kane can't pin each other. And so, if Kane wants to try and pin Austin, Taker's not going to be very happy about it. So they do try and put a little bit of storyline in there, and that I am very thankful for. Trust me on this one. Kane tries to stop Austin, and Taker breaks it, so the brothers brawl. Austin and Kane then double team Taker, and JR is going utterly mental every time Austin gets any offense in. You don't give up on the rattlesnake and all that shit. More brawling at ringside leads to Kane and Taker fighting over who's getting the cover again. I do the marrying trying to tell a story, like I say, the brothers clothesline each other, and Austin does a zombie sit-up and unloads until Kane gets a scoop slam, and all that. Tombstone is countered, Stunner is countered, and a double chokeslam means both brothers get the pin, and it goes at least 20 minutes. Vince runs off with the title. It's mine, Austin, it's mine. Basically, this match, is a big advert for Raw tomorrow night, isn't it? Tune into Raw tomorrow night to see what happens with the title. I suppose I shouldn't have to pay for an advert, but I just did. But yeah, the match is 20 minutes long. It's painfully dull. If you like the brawling style that the Attitude Era brought, you'll love it. If you don't, like I don't, it's bad. Yeah, it goes like this, right? I enjoyed the cage match. I enjoyed the opener. And I suppose we can say the 6-man tag is alright. The rest of this show is fucking garbage. 6 matches are 1 star or less, It's one of those, look, I must have watched this on the night, thought, wow, that was shit, and I've just never, ever wanted to watch it again. The 3-way cage match is on the Cage Match DVD, if I remember rightly. I think it might be on one of Mankind's DVDs, it's probably on Rock's DVD as well. It's one of those, look, if you want to see that match, it's out there. You don't want to be seeing the rest of the show. If you're in a very good mood, I mean really, really good mood, like I am in today, 3 out of 10 if you're very, very nice. But I mean, realistically, it's a 2. It's a 2 out of 10 show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back next time with Fall Brawl 1998 from WCW. We got a War Games match, so that's something to look forward to, isn't it? I have been Marc P. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 1,600 subscribers right now, it's not even funny. Unless you're watching this, of course, in a year's time, in which case we've got lots more than 1,600 subscribers. I don't know why I say things like that. I really don't. Please leave me a comment down below. I read them all, even if I don't reply to them. Hit the like button. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Facebook page. I have been Marc P. Thank you so much for watching, and take it easy, and good night.